Hi everyone, how you doing? This is a recipe that I want to do today. They're called red and white peppermint checkerboard cookies. They're really cute. See them? Now I filmed the making. Oh, come back. I feel like Beth, come to me. There you go. I made the dough for these cookies and I taped it, and something happened with my camera. It shut down suddenly for I don't know why, and then it wouldn't let me replay. It was saying this video is not playable. That's the first time I get that kind of error with my flip camera, so I don't know if it's on its way out or if the battery was just low, but anyhow, so I didn't get, and then the video I did take before it shut down, I didn't have any access to it. So I can't show you the actual making of the dough. However, that part's not that exciting anyway. It's just cookie dough. The part that's important is how you work the dough to get the red and white checkerboard pattern. That's the part that's important, and that's the part I did get on tape. So that's what I'm going to show you. So I'll just go through the recipe with you real quick. It's your basic, it really is just your basic cookie dough recipe. You put a half a cup of butter with a half a cup of white sugar, an egg, and a half a teaspoon of peppermint extract. Now, I bought this at our local bulk food store, which also sells baking supplies and cake decorating supplies as a sideline there. You can use lemon, you could use vanilla, you could use rum, whatever extract or flavoring that you want to add to these, you can. I did use the peppermint, because they're red and white and it's Christmas time, so I thought that would be a fun thing to put in there. Then you cream all that together. So you cream the sugar, butter, egg, and peppermint until it's fluffy. Then you add 2 cups of flour, a little at a time. And then towards the end, you'll have to knead it with your hands to get the rest of the flour in. And once it's well combined and the dough is smooth, you cut it in half. Half of it you're going to leave white. The other half, you're going to add some food coloring to it to make it red. You could also do green ones as well, whatever color you want. I used paste food coloring, which come in little containers, and it's not liquid like drops. It's got the consistency of a little bit thicker than toothpaste. It's a thick paste, and you use a toothpick or something to scoop it out. And you need just a tiny little bit, and it doesn't dilute the dough. It doesn't add a lot of liquid to the dough, so it's really good for coloring cookie dough. And so you'll have one half you need the color in until you get a uniform shade of the color that you want. And remember, it does darken up a little as it bakes. So you'll have one red, one white. You take those, flatten them out into rough rectangles, and you're going to chill the dough for an hour. And then you're going to do this. Okay, so after the dough has been chilled, you're going to cut it in half. Then you're going to take this half and put it between pieces of parchment paper or waxed paper, and you're going to roll it out so that you end up with a rectangle that's 8 inches by 5 inches. I'm using a ruler here because you want every square to be the same. You're going to have 2 white rectangles and 2 red rectangles. And you want them to be about the same size. So you can see here, you try to form it into a nice rectangle shape that's about 8 by 5. Then you are going to invert this onto a piece of waxed paper and cover it with a piece of waxed paper, put it on a cookie sheet, and then you're going to chill the dough rectangles for about 30 minutes in the fridge again. So there goes with the red piece cut in half. I find it easier if you make a rough rectangle with it before you start rolling it out so you get the basic shape. And then you just form it into the rectangle. This recipe isn't difficult, it just takes a lot of time because there's lots of chilling. So there's the 4 rectangles that are going into the fridge. Now Max is helping me out with this part. You take out the rectangles and you coat one with egg white with a pastry brush, and then you put on the next rectangle, coat this one with egg white, and so on. So you put alternating red and white rectangles, and then you press them together so that they're sticking together. Then the egg white is there just to make sure that all the layers stick together. And there's the final one. Pat that down nicely. Now you're going to notice the edges here are not even, so I'm going to use a knife and I'm going to cut them so that the edges are nice and straight and even. So try to cut off as least amount as you can. But the scraps are not to be thrown out. What you can do, cover it with wax paper. The scraps you can just mush up and make like little marble cookies with. Makes a really cute little marble cookie. So the scraps are certainly used for something. Now this is going to go into the fridge. You guessed it, chilled for 30 minutes. Chilling makes the dough a lot easier to work with. So when it's firm, you're going to take a large knife and you're going to slice your rectangle lengthways into 12 slices. So what I did was I cut it into 3, and then each of those pieces I cut in half to 6, and then 12. And try to be as precise as you can so that the slices are relatively similar in width. Okay, now you're going to do the part that's going to make the checkerboard pattern. Take one of the pieces, take another piece and turn it over so that the white is at the top. Then you're going to brush egg white along the edge, and the next one will have the red up and the white down. And you're going to take the slices and alternate them so that you have red, white, red, white. And you're going to do 2 of 6. So 6 slices are going to go on one here. So I'm at 4, there's the 5th one, and you press them together firmly so that they stick together well. And there we go. That one goes into wax with wax paper, and it's going to go into the fridge to chill. So the 6 slices go together, and you're alternating the red and the white slices. There we go. There's 6 of them, and in wax paper and chilled. And this is the final step. You're going to take a cookie sheet that's lined with parchment or is greased. They're little marble cookies. Now you're going to cut it crossways about 1/4 of an inch to make your cookies. And there is the pretty checkerboard pattern. The cookies do not spread very much at all, so you can certainly crowd them on the cookie sheet. Then you're going to bake them at 350 degrees for 9 minutes until they are firm to the touch. And they'll be a tiny bit light brown at the bottom, but the tops will remain quite white and quite red. They won't look brown at all on the outside, just firm to the touch. For me, it was 9 minutes. They taste like sugar cookies, but the pattern turned out really well, and I think they're very, very interesting. They would certainly be a great addition to anyone's cookie collection. And the peppermint flavor is nice too. See how cute the marble ones turned out? French word of the day is peppermint. Menthe, poivrée,